1. Smithtown East leading. Tom and Paul, what do you look for in the second half, especially from Ward Melville? What are they going to have to do to get back in this game a little bit?
Well, Barry, Ward Melville had 8 shots that entire period. They're going to have to go to the goal a little bit better and get some more movement in their offense. Smithtown East has dominated the number of shots, and they've also dominated on loose balls.
All right, so we're ready to go as play underway. Here's Ward Melville with the ball, and a good cut. Fox gets the shot partially blocked. Easy play there for Chester Pergin. And on the clear up here, nice play on the bounce with Peter Fink. Look at Fink cut away. He'll be going to Adelphi next year to Huff. Bounces it in front. This is Puritz. Over to Huff. Smithtown East a lot more patient than they were earlier. Huff shot blocked by Newman.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be a question whether he calls it a hold, which it's going to be. It's going to be on number 31 there, I think. Mike Fisher of Ward Melville.
Look at their save here.
Huff is very, very quick with his upper body movements, and his strength here really forces the corner. Ward Melville is very lucky that they didn't give up a goal on that. This will be their 4th man up opportunity, Barry, and no goals yet.
Well, Ward Melville, excellent defensive club. They give up only something like 4 goals a game. Actually, 4.1 goals a game. Now, Smithtown East could take a commanding lead. You wouldn't think commanding, but the way they've been playing defensively this year, and Ward Melville hasn't been that potent offensively. A 3-goal lead could be very big here.
They've gotten a 2 on the crease. They'll be looking inside.
1 man back. Fink with a look. Off of Newman's stick. Off the shot taken by number 40 that time. That was Bob Stenga.
Right, a nice check right there by Matt Elfine there, giving the ball in position to Ward Melville, and I think they'll give it to McKinnon, and he'll try to use his speed to run it out.
Tiger McKinnon, the fastest player. He'll be going to Towson State, 3 sports star at Ward Melville. 6'3", 170-pounder, very good defensive player. Not much offensive threat, but runs like the wind. A great natural athlete. Instead, they'll try to clear it with Newman. Smithtown East trying to get possession with the big stick. Look at the heavy hitting going on there.
Some heavyweights out there to do it, too.
Indeed. Number 41, Kevin Waldron, was in the middle of things.
I'm not sure I'd want to run into Victor Carver either.
We had a call there, it looked like, for Ward Melville clamping onto a Smithtown stick.
Victor, 6'1", 200 pounds.
We just had an overruling by the other official right there, and it's going to go to Ward Melville. I think they're still down a man, Barry. It could be even now.
Well, I don't see anybody in the box.
Right,
so
he just came
even,
out.
Right.
How
about 4 officials, Paul? How do you feel about that in terms of, officiating a game? Do you think the more officials, the better?
Well, it depends on the quality of the officials, obviously. I think that you have to realize the guy on the bench has only illegal substitutions to call. That's his only call. He takes care of all those substitutions on the fly and make sure they're properly done.
Mike Nagel trying to come out. Good check by the defense. And now the unsettled, they try to break out here. Number 42 is Larry Soker.
That was a fine defensive play by Vic Carver there. Got the check right on the hands.
This is Fink. Smithtown East leading 3-1. Has it checked away. Huff got it back, however. Trying to get it to Fink. Ward Melville with the big stick. Elfine. Matt Elfine loses the possession. And Smithtown East gets it back.
Steve Huff is having himself a night. He's got 2 goals and an assist and has been all over the place. I know he was a little disappointed in some of the earlier playoff games where he didn't score what he's used to, but he's sure putting on a performance tonight.
Yes, indeed. Steve Huff having an outstanding game. Number 44. Had 2 and 5 against Half Hollow Hills East, but only 1 assist against Smithtown West. Picked up on the bounce of a score, rifled in by number 14, Tommy Hogue, a 5'9", 140-pound senior, an all-county wrestler who filled in for Danny Cole. There goes the depth of that fine Smithtown East club as Hogue scores a goal. He's come up big in the playoffs.
It's just very opportunistic here. Ward Melville left the ball lying in the middle of their zone. Hogue just picked it up, as you'll see up here on the replay.
Hogue's 6th goal, 3rd in the playoffs.
It's a good cut, and it's dropped. Hogue is right there on the spot. He gets plenty of power behind it right here. Partial screen by Ward Melville, man in front there.
Nice location on that shot on the off shoulder.
Certainly was, high into the corner.
Hogue's 6th goal at 2:28. And Ward Melville's Fox, who's done a good job, much better job on the faceoffs, comes up with it. Ward Melville's won just about every faceoff tonight, but they haven't been able to cash in. Now the ball goes out on the far side. Looks like it'll go over to Ward Melville. And they're going to make substitutions as they put in their offensive-minded midfield group. In comes that junior group, John Wilkins with 23 goals. Kelly, who has their only goal tonight with 19. That's Tom Kelly, number 10, and number 20, Mike Kelly.
Looks a little bit like Ward Melville's gone out of their way to pressure Chris Mott when he has the ball. He's mainly a shooter inside and hasn't handled the ball too much.
That's Chris right there, yeah, number 2.
They're doing a good job of putting pressure on him.
Playing on the wing. It's one man back now. This is Nagel. Nagel under some pressure. Flag goes down. We may have a penalty. It's going to be apparently against Ward Melville, against Smithtown East.
It's a hold, I think.
That's right. It's a hold on the man behind. And call it a slash. It's going to be 1 minute instead of 30 seconds, Paul.
So that's a big opportunity for Ward Melville. They haven't been able to cash in, Paul, on these opportunities all night. And of course, they had that 2-man advantage, and it turned in. They lost possession, ended up giving up a goal right after that. And that's been a big play in the game. It was 2-1 at that time.
That call was on Carver, by the way, and he's one of their key defensemen. They're going to miss him on this sequence here.
All right. This is John Wilkins, the best shot outside, number 18, getting it from Fisher. And now Nagel cuts behind the cage, playing one man behind.
All this movement, they usually wind up in a 1-4-1.
Nagel looking for Kelly in front. That goes to the big John Wilkins. Over to Mott. Back to Nagel. Defensed in front. This is Fisher. Wilkins. Fisher. Good defense there by Mark Pettit. And they'll retain possession, but they wasted plenty of time there.
It looks like he's trying to dodge there on the extra man. Sometimes you can take a person by surprise on that.
You know, Paul, watching Ward Melville, of course, you're used to such great explosive offense, the kind of players they had last year, and they don't seem to have that great individual talent this year as Fisher fires wide, but Nagel is backing.
Well, I think the fact that they're here tonight at all is a credit to that coaching staff, because they've had a younger team that's in its developmental stage and not the great stars and great talent. And they've had to do an awful lot more coaching than they've been used to.
Well, Joe Kuzo says it's been the most challenging year he's had in a long time. They've won the league championship 14 of the last 15 years since 1970. And now it's starting to come down very hard. As you can see on your TV screen at home, it is really coming down. And that will certainly make this field even damper and more slippery than it has been. It seemed to be drying out for quite a while. There's a look at some of the puddles that are forming here at Hofstra. Looks like the penalty is over.
Yep, penalties are over.
And 5:59 to go. 3-1. Ward Melville. Check it, 4-1. The scoreboard is wrong. 4-1. Ward Melville down by 3 as Fisher works his way in. Fires. Getting a piece of it was Pergin. They quickly work it out to Mott. Over to Wilkins. He's got that hard left-hand shot, and he rifles it home. John Wilkins with his 24th goal of the year, and a big one against Ward Melville, back within 2 goals. The time of that goal will be 4 minutes and 22 seconds. John Wilkins with the goal.
Well, they caught Smithtown East doubling there, coming hard, and they moved the ball better than they have all night. Wilkins wound up with that outside shot. See here, he's got plenty of time to aim it. Puts it to the offside, opposite the goalie stick, which is where it should be.
Now, very strong young man, 6'4", 180, a junior, and he'll be back next year.
We've talked about the brother situation with the Huff brothers, and he's the youngest of 3 Wilkins boys, one who went to Hopkins, one to North Carolina State.
Pretty good family credentials. Fox again wins the faceoff, and a big one for Ward Melville. As they try to come back, down by 3, they've cut it to 2 again. They trail by 2 at the half, 3-1. This is Fisher. Check. Check indeed, maybe a penalty. Mark Pettit was the man who checked him, 25.
I think Carver on the backup's going to get called for a slash. We'll see which one he got. Could have been either one of them. Pettit's leaving this time.
So Ward Melville gets the man up. They have been unable to cash in on their opportunities, but Paul Daugherty, what an opportunity right now.
Well, you'll see the foul coming up here. Nice move by Fisher, dodging right here. That could be called a hole. It looks like the slash right there coming across. They could have got them both.
As I said, Paul, excellent opportunity for Ward Melville to get that man up. Power play going here.
Well, they're in a particularly good position because they keep winning faceoffs. So if they score and win faceoffs, that keeps that momentum going.
Absolutely. This is Mott back to Wilkins, who got the goal, playing out on top. This is Fisher playing the wing. Back to Nagel. Knocked away, loose. Recovered by Smithtown East. 27 coming up with it is Chris King. He's got great speed.
The penalty's over.
Penalty is over, but back comes Ward Melville with a big stick.
That was an awful quick minute, if that's what he got.
Chris McAvoy rifled it. We have an offside, I believe, called by the bench official.
Yeah. I don't know if he's supposed to call that. I guess he must be allowed to in this game. Like Paul said, I thought he was only going to call illegal substitutions.
Well, the call is made. Let's see who it's going to go against.
I'd like to check the time in that first penalty, too, and see.
That was a very quick penalty.
Awful quick.
It didn't seem like a minute indeed. Well, actually,
I think they called it a hold.
Instead, right. Might have been a 30-second penalty instead of a minute. We have timeout on the field. And we'll be right back with the score. Ward Melville trailing 4-2 against Smithtown East. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
The university, locus for clear and consistent thinking, the appreciation of our cultural heritage, the advancement of knowledge, the intellectual growth of students, and the essential preparation for a chosen career. And most important, the free inquiry after truth. The university is St. John's.
Come into Genovese and you'll know you're in a real drugstore.
There's a warm, friendly feeling through and through Genovese, and it's telling you we're doing everything we can do. We'd like to be your prescription store, cosmetics, vitamins, and more. 'Cause Genovese is a real drugstore. You're in a real drugstore, Genovese.
And that artistic shot by our director, Bob DePoto. As you can see, it's raining here, and some of the pretty colors, the umbrellas out in full force to try to protect the hardy fans from the rain here. Good game. Ward Melville trailing 4-2. Smithtown East on top as they try to go undefeated. They're 18-0. Ward Melville 16-1. Their only loss to this Smithtown East team. Ward Melville with the ball.
And a man up.
And changed their pattern a little, but they're still wound up in a 1-4-1, but they cut to it from a different
This is Nagel
direction.
out to Kelly, and a shot knocked down in front. Kelly getting it in a good position, just about 10-15 feet out, and the goaltender got a piece of it.
Nice feed by Nagel.
Kelly seemed a little surprised that that ball got in there. It seemed a little flat-footed as he shot and lost his accuracy.
Again, man in the box. They've got the power play. This is Wilkins who scores again. Oh, what a cannon he's got from outside. Two big goals by the junior John Wilkins, and Ward Melville closes within 4-3 on the man-up goal. Time of this one will be 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Well, Smithtown East shut off the crease that time, Barry, after Kelly missed a shot, and that left Wilkins open out top.
Well, they're going to have to do something about that young man, because he can really rifle it with that left-hand shot. Wilkins makes it 4-3. Ward Melville comes back in another big face-off here. Fox has dominated, so they finally get burned on the man-up situation. Smithtown East, and this time trying to come up with it. 42 is Soker.
He got the ball where he wanted and missed the scoop.
And Ward Melville's Tiger McKinnon battling for it with Soker. Soker trying to advance it upfield. Huff goes down. Real wet out there, very slippery. It's going to be tough to come up with that ball. But it is finally Ward Melville. And the very dangerous Tiger McKinnon, who is excellent at clearing. Number 25 with the ball, 3:40 to go. And what moments ago looked like Smithtown East with a commanding 4-1 lead, now 4-3, Paul Doherty.
Well, there's a lot of momentum here. They've scrapped for that ground ball, and although they didn't win the face-off cleanly, they now have it.
This is McKinnon with that great speed, running by just about everybody. Dropping it off, they'll look to set it up. Nagel has it bounce away, trying to scoop it up with that one-hand move. He's checked. Nagel comes up with it nicely.
Good play, moves it right behind, too.
And coming out is Fisher. Blocked as he was checked. 3 men go down as the big red and white of Smithtown East all over him. And possession will go over to Ward Melville.
Fisher just put his head down that time he came around the cage. He's got, if he gets his head up when he comes around, he'll find open people.
So Ward Melville changes the midfield unit. They put in the offensive unit, the junior midfield, which has come alive with the 2 big goals from Wilkins. As the defensive unit did a good job there. McKinnon got the ball up. They got the shot off and able to change on the ball going out of bounds. This is Nagel. Out top, they'll set up this guy who's had the 2 goals here in the 3rd quarter. Gonna have to watch him closely on top there. Back it goes to Wilkins. Comes up with it. He's left-handed shot, remember. This is Fisher, who can go with either hand. Watched by Mark Pettit. Swing it to the far side to Nagel, rather to Mott. Good look in front, but checked away. Nagel back with it with 2:25 to go. He'll rifle it. Good save on the low shot by Chester Bergen.
When it gets wet, Barry, that shot comes off the turf. Much tougher to goalie.
Josh Kay, number 3. This is Tom Hogue, who got a big goal earlier for Smithtown East, number 14. Swing it on the right side. This is Puritz. In front, knocked down, and it goes behind the cage. Picked up by McAvoy. And Ward Melville looking to tie it here. The Kelly brothers out there. Oh, and Mott's going to come up with it. They've got an opportunity here. Mott on the break. Chris Mott scores to tie the game. At 4 apiece, the time of the Chris Mott goal will be 8 minutes and 18 seconds, and we're tied at 4-4.
He made that play, Barry, by an excellent check on the defender. Turned quickly, picked up the loose ball, and dodged in full flight on the wet turf. You see it coming up here on the replay. Excellent play by Mott. Here he comes right here, and he takes it hard to the inside. He slows down, then puts it on quick. Gets that shot right off. Goalie got a piece of it, but it got in there.
3 unanswered goals, all within a span of some 4 minutes. 4:22, 5:50, and 8:18, Paul Daugherty, and we're tied at 4 apiece.
I think that I would want a timeout right here to settle things down and perhaps slow this momentum a bit.
Yeah, he's got 2 left. He used 1 before.
Big face-off here. Salker and Fox battling for it, and help that time for for the Patriots. Can't get it. And Smithtown East comes up with it. Soker goes off and is replaced by another midfielder, Cole. And now we have a hold, apparently. Let's see what the call's going to be.
It's going to be a hold, Barry. You got it. And it's going to be on number 11 there.
Fisher.
Stuart Fisher.
A little over-aggressiveness on the part, and that's going to give them a man-up situation.
They're 5th, Barry.
Well, that's an unusual call, but a good one. And I think a needless penalty in that situation.
Well, Ward Melville has stormed back with 3 goals to tie it at 4 apiece. First time they met during the regular season, 5-2, the final, Smithtown East winning. This is Bob Stenga, number 40. Cole, 22, drops it behind. Pressure.
More pressure than they did in the first half on him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cole, over to Stenga. Blocked by the goalkeeper. Chasing after it is Puritz. He's got Fink behind. Keep an eye on the penalty for you. This is Huff, who's had a pair earlier. Penalty is over. Both teams at full strength now, and equal strength. Huff has got a hard shot, blocked in front. Goes out. It'll still be Smithtown East ball.
Clock's on the field.
49 seconds to go. And let's see that last shot by Huff.
Huff gets a good shot, and I think it gets all the way through to the goalie.
Yeah.
Excellent position. Excellent position. Saw it all the way. Stick right in front of his body.
Fink behind. Out on top to Hogue, who wanted that. Over to Stenga. 40 seconds to go. We're tied 4-4, 3rd quarter. Huff. In front. Score! A beautiful setup for Danny Cole. Back for his first game since suffering a broken collarbone 3.5 weeks ago. Danny Cole puts his foot back in front. Excellent stick. And he comes up with a goal. The 5'9", 140-pound senior, his 4th of the year.
Huff makes an excellent feed here. He really snaps it off in a hurry without much warning. Cole gets enough on it and position-wise to get it by the goalie.
He got that shot off very quick, didn't he, Paul?
Deserves a lot of credit coming off an injury, a debilitating injury like that, knowing he was going to take the hit. Still took the punishment and put it in.
Cole, his 4th of the year from Huff at 9:32, and Smithtown East regains the lead 5-4. 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Time of that goal, 9:32. Another big face-off soaker against Fox. And trying to help out, and we get a whistle. Let's see what the call is going to be. It's going to go against Smithtown East. Ward Melville gets possession.
It looked like he stepped on the stick or something there. I'm not sure, Doc. You catch the signal?
He called a push.
Yeah.
On White.
Now, is that push with possession?
No, the ball was loose at the time.
All right. So nobody in the box, just possession here, and an opportunity for them to tie it. They've got the junior midi group, the offensive group, the Kelly brothers and Wilkins. Behind is Nagel as they work 2 men behind with Fisher. 10 seconds. They don't have time. Too much time here. Good look for Kelly, who ties it. Kelly slipping an all-alone defensive breakdown, I would think.
He was on
that one.
He was on the crease with one defender, and he just beat him. I think Carver turned his head there to see where the ball was, and Kelly just made a cut. He's obviously more effective with his right hand than he is with his left in there.
Tom Kelly with 7 seconds to go. Tom Flatley shades of that Huntington game we did a few weeks ago.
Certainly was. That was about 4 seconds in a game tire. But you'll see he's got plenty of time to feed. There's no pressure on him. Here he comes. It's wide open. It is Carver, right? And Carver...
a little late in that slide.
Carver was off of him. The ball was on the back left of the goalie, and Carver was favoring the other side.
It was also a deceiving cut because it was very slow. I don't think he respected the cut too much.
So we're tied at 5-5. What a 4th quarter we should have for you, folks. 5 seconds to go. Smithtown East with possession. They lose it. That
That'll
should do it. And the 3rd quarter comes to an end. A lot of scoring in that 3rd quarter. We've got a dandy on our hands for the Suffolk County Championship. As expected, we're tied at 5-5. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
The university, locus for clear and consistent thinking, the appreciation of our cultural heritage, the advancement of knowledge, the intellectual growth of students, and the essential preparation for a chosen career. And most important, the free inquiry after truth. The university is St. John's.
Come into Genovese, and you'll know you're in a real drugstore.
There's a warm, friendly feeling through and through Genovese, as it's telling you we're doing everything we can do. We'd like to be your prescription store, cosmetics, vitamins, and more. 'Cause Genovese is a real drugstore. You're in a real drugstore, Genovese.
Back at Hofstra University, a rain-slick field. Gentlemen, we go to the 4th quarter, tied at 5-5. Tom Flatley, what are you keying on here in the 4th quarter? What do you look for?
Well, things are going Ward Melville's way right now, especially on the face-offs and ball control. You know, I think they've just been very, very patient. I would wonder if Smithtown East might pick up their pressure on the feeder.
Paul?
Well, I think they might do that, Tom, and I also think that they've got a hot hand in Steve Huff, and he's going to have to touch that ball perhaps a little bit more than he's been used to. It's been a balanced attack, but they may have to go with the hot hand in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Ward Melville had 12 shots that time, bringing their total to 20, only one less than Smithtown East, and the face-offs right now is 7-5 in favor of Ward Melville.
Wow, Fox comes up with that one.
Make it 8.
Ward Melville trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. They led, I beg your pardon, they led earlier 1-0 in the 1st quarter, and then trailed 3-1 and 4-1. But they battled back, scoring 4 of the last 5 goals to tie it at 5-5. This is Fisher. 10-minute quarters in high school lacrosse. The look in front, batted away as it was intended, got behind McKinnon. And upfield they come, Smithtown East. This is Russ Carver, who can run across the field. Now it's settled back into a normal situation. Now they'll switch midfield units. This is Puritz as they wait for an offensive player to come on. Huff, who's had a couple of goals and 2 assists. Shot was blocked and goes out. However, Fink backing. And Smithtown East will play at 9-10. And the rest of the Smithtown East unit comes in. Danny Cole is checked into the lineup.
You see here, Huffs gets this shot on cage. It looked like it hit somebody else. The goalie didn't seem to be sure where it was right there. I don't know whether it caught 30.
Was right there.
Right.
34.
He's a fine defenseman.
That's the second time tonight we've seen Smithtown go to the cage while they were changing on the fly.
This is Stenga, number 40, low shot. Fine save by the keeper, Al Newman.
That's an 18-yarder there with nobody in front to help screen.
Cheap clear here. And Smithtown East comes up with it. Trying to regain the lead. Trying to upset defending champion Ward Melville. Smithtown East ranked number 2 in the state. Ward Melville number 3. Out on top, the shot saved by Newman as he stopped Danny Cole, who beat him earlier. Newman with a couple of good saves, Paul Daugherty, last 2 shots.
They've been unscreened and from quite a distance out, and I think that's going to be a problem if they keep taking that kind of low percentage shot.
That's what they were doing earlier. They weren't getting those screen shots. Second quarter, they started to get better shot selection.
Both teams seem to play the same type of offense with the 3 attackmen spread out off the crease, and they don't get an accurate, an adequate screen.
All right, Elfine with the big stick. Check. Goes behind, race for the ball.
See if they rule out a shot, Barry.
And Smithtown East gets it.
Ward Melville's unhappy. That could be called a shot because he started forward and he was checked, and Ward Melville was closer to that back line right there.
Yep, looked like Elfine was in the act of shooting.
Bill Martin's got his hands extended to the heavens. I don't think he's asking for rain. He's asking for a ruling here.
Now, the rain has let up. We've had showers, of course, on and off in the New York area throughout the day, but it is still coming down pretty good.
Now, we have a lousy forecast, Barry, for the whole week. Thank God for the AstroTurf, because we'll be back here on Friday.
Right. Want to thank Jim Condon, the Nassau County man who also is involved in the state lacrosse, for his fine help in getting this playoff game televised here on the LISN, along with Dr. Jack Foley in Suffolk. This is Huff picking up the loose ball. Checked by Elfine. Huff looks out, couldn't get it to Fink. Fink will try to chase it down. Can he come up with it? No.
We had a deflection on off a Ward Melville stick in there, and it's going to go to Smithtown East.
I got to give Fink credit on that one. I thought that was out cleanly.
Yeah, I saw the coach there yelling at him, let it go. Maybe that could sometimes influence a referee's judgment, too. You know, he thinks he missed something.
Let me correct myself. Warren Deutsch, of course, now the coordinator for Suffolk County for Section 11, replacing Dr. Jack Foley, who for so many years did such a great job in both basketball and lacrosse. Smithtown East looking to set it up. Bad pass. They'll try to chase it down. Josh Kay, number 3. Far side to Puritz, working against Elfine. Foul on Elfine, and now, as Ward Melville has possession, we'll have a penalty coming up to Ward Melville.
The check that dislodged the ball was a fine check, but the one before was ruled a slash. I think he caught him up on the mask, and it's going to be Smithtown's 6th extra man attempt here. You see the penalty coming up here on the replay. Right now, everything seems pretty good right there. Here's the check that took it away. I think he ruled that first one might have been up in the chest. Got him on a slash on that, up in the mask.
Ward Melville has scored once, I believe, in 5 man-up situations. This will be their 6th. And they have an opportunity to regain the lead. 7:18 to go. We're tied at 5-5.
Last time out of this 3-3, Fink fed the ball off and went behind and made it a 1-3-2 and had an open man in Puritz. He missed him at that point, didn't see him. We'll see if he catches him this time around.
And a 1-3 right now. Here goes the 1-4. Puritz is on the back side here.
And he's open, too, if that ball had been connected.
Right.
And they lose possession as
Tough
they throw it
turnover.
away.
You'll see McKinnon take it and try to motor out of here. Sometimes, Barry, strange things can happen out of this. They try to double him, and it creates an unsettled situation. I don't think Ward Melville's had the ball settled on their offensive end this quarter.
McKinnon will look to run it out. He did a good job earlier, and they came up and scored a goal right after he did run it out. Has it dislodged, but McAvoy's there to pick it up.
Still got to get it in the box.
Once they get it in the box, the penalty is over. They still haven't gotten it in yet.
We are.
Now Nagel is in the box. Penalty is over. Both teams at equal strength. Nagel back out on top. Off of Wilkins. He was trying to wind up to take the shot. Lost it. This is Kelly. Nice play by Mott to come up with it. 6:20 to go. We're tied 5-5. Nagel going behind. Now Kelly setting up high crease.
They worked that same pattern they did last time.
Looking to
Move
go
it
to
back
Kelly.
and forth.
Kelly trying to get open. Nagel making a dodge.
Nice check by Pettit.
And we have a whistle. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Official on the far side. Equipment off from there. Looks like one of the defenders' shoe was off.
So play stopped with 6:04 to go. Seems like that cat and mouse first quarter once all over again when both teams a little bit conservative.
I think they get rid of the tightness, Barry, and then it just gets down to a normal game.
Well, Ward Melville fell behind 4-1, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're tied at 5-5, 6:04 to go. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
Come into Genovese, and you'll know you're in a real drugstore.
There's a warm, friendly feeling through and through Genovese, and it's telling you we're doing everything we can do. We'd like to be your prescription store, cosmetics, vitamins, and more. 'Cause Genovese is a real drugstore. You're in a real drugstore, Genovese.
We're back at Hofstra University Stadium. Barry Landers along with Tom Flatley and Paul Doherty, the coach of Adelphi University. 6:04 to go, and we are tied at 5-5. And you're looking at the Ward Melville huddle. Tom Flatley, what do you think's going on right there?
Well, Paul Doherty and I have both been noticing something right here. Every time they cut a midfielder down from the top into that crease area, he's been open. You know, maybe they've picked that up down there. It's a lot easier watching the game up high than it is coaching from the field, that's for sure.
There's Joe Cuso with that outstanding record of over 278 victories. This copyrighted telecast is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Cablevision is prohibited. Ward Melville with the ball. We're tied at 5-5. This is Mott, back to Nagel. Looking for Cutter, Kelly, or Fisher in front.
They have two on the crease now.
There's your 2-2-2 you were talking about in our break.
Yeah, just the man coming from the wing, though. Looks like he's moving out.
Wilkins scores, and Ward Melville takes the lead. His third goal of the game.
I don't think the goalie ever saw that one. It was fine stick work. The setup coming from the midi out top. I think the assist on that goes to number 20. I think Mike Kelly making a nice pass there. Ward Melville is coming on strong. Smithtown East is going to have to just rally.
And let's look at the go-ahead goal at 5:43 remaining.
Here, I don't know if this shot came off the turf or not. He takes it good and hard. Yep, went down and came right up high, right under the pipe. Excellent shot.
Chester Pergin looking on at that shot. John Wilkins on the sideline whooping it up. Ward Melville leading for the second time. They led 1-0. And now have taken a 6-5 lead with 5:43 to go. Time of that goal, 4:17. Mike Kelly, the assist on Wilkins' third goal of the game, 26 of the year. Smithtown East coming up with that ball. Now they are in the underdog role here, trying to tie it up. Ward Melville's outstanding defense trying to hold him off. That's Huff, who's at 2-2. Gets away from Elfon after being checked. Bad pass, picked off. But let's see, we have a call made. It'll go against Smithtown East.
Call warding off on that? Over there, looked like he was reaching for the flag at first to call a trip, and then he went to the ward-off.
5:19 to go. Ward Melville defending Suffolk County champs with the ball. Their only loss this year came at the hands of these Smithtown East Indians, 5-2. Smithtown East beat them in '81 in the playoffs. So they've handed two of the few losses they've suffered over the last 3 years to this team. Now in control here. Nagel. They're a patient team. The keys to this game, according to their coach, be aggressive and alert on defense, controlled and disciplined on offense, Paul Doherty.
Well, right now with the lead and the weather and the fourth quarter and the experience of having been there before, maybe these particular people haven't, but the tradition, you may be playing more than these 10 people right now. You may be playing 5 or 6 years of Ward Melville people.
I'd work the ball back and forth behind and see if they'll come out of the zone.
Now they lose the ball.
Looked like Nagel thought he heard a whistle or something way through the ball in the air. He's looking at the official.
Back to Fisher. He got it behind.
They got it back.
Out in front, knocked away.
He had McKinnon open. It was a good
Fox
feed.
will chase after it, scoops it up, and Fox has got it. Fox controls.
I think Joe's going to want his offensive midfield out there pretty quick.
Adam Puritz. He's got the defensive unit. Roger Ray's 29. Out there along with Tiger McKinnon. Timeout. Timeout with 4:07 to go, and Ward Melville leading it by a score of 6-5. And Ward Melville really has shown a great ability to come back, Paul Daugherty. They were trailing 4-1, and now has come back to take a 6-5 lead.
All right.
And we are here at Hofstra University Stadium. Barry Landers with Paul Daugherty on my left, and his left, Tom Flatley. I hope you're enjoying the action here. We've got another great game coming up. Manhasset for the Nassau County Championship against Freeport. A Cinderella story, Freeport. They haven't been in the championship game, fellas, since 1967 when they played that very same Manhasset team.
Very improbable matchup. No one would have picked it earlier in the year, but Harry Moorman deserves a lot of credit. I think a lot of people expected Alan Lowe to be here, though.
Up until May, Freeport had won one game, Barry. Now they came into the playoffs 6-8, and now they're 10-8.
They lost their first 5 games, have won 7 straight, really have turned it around. Big victories over Levittown Division, and of course Bethpage in the semifinals to get here. It should be an interesting game, and you'll be seeing it right here on the Long Island Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying the action tonight. And back on the field, we're just about set to resume play as the teams have completed their huddles. Okay, let me put you in the coach's spot right now. Your Smithtown East coach right now, Tom Flatley. What do you think he told his kids? And then, Paul, what do you think the Ward Melville coach, Joe Cuso, told his kids?
Smithtown East is, telling them not to panic right away, and not everybody can do it by themselves. You try to pick out 1 or 2 of the weak stick handlers and tell them when they get the ball to go at them. Possibility the ball goes behind to pull the goalie and double team, but I think it's a little early for that.
Paul?
Well, he also told them to go man-to-man, because that's what we see right now.
They've gone out of the zone defense to man-to-man.
I think Melville was probably told not to get too conservative. Don't lose that little edge, that momentum. Be patient, but still go to the goal. It's still an awful lot of time. 4 minutes to go.
Now down to 3:45. They've got their offensive midfield unit, the junior group in. The Kelly brothers and Wilkins. And Wilkins, what a story. Out on top with that long shot, that rifle left-hand shot.
There goes the stall. They've been warned for stalling, Barry. They now have to get it in the box and keep it in.
All right.
Now's the time to pressure for Smithtown.
Nagel.
That's not the man to pressure, though.
Working against Carver. Nagel out front. Ooh, just missed wide. Fisher, good backup.
But still got to keep it in the box.
Oh, opportunity here, and a big save, scooped over the goal. Kelly had the goaltender at his mercy after the initial shot was stopped, and he scooped it too high.
It's important to keep in mind that stall warning is still in effect.
See this replay here of the sequence. Good opportunity right here, coming off the loose ball in the crease, and the goalie comes up big.
They stopped Slot
right there. That's a great save. It was offside.
All right, back to the live action here.
The tap-in was just over the top. Ooh, keep it in the box.
Back out it goes. They've got Kelly open. Kelly shoots, hits the pipe. It hit the pipe. 2:55 to go, and it'll go over to Smithtown East. Oh, that could be a big play.
That could be a big swing. They not only lost the goal, but they lost possession.
Yeah, and here comes the defensive midfielder, Ward Melville, and a timeout by Smithtown East.
So the Indians of Smithtown East, undefeated this year, trying to get it together. They trail 6-5, 2:54 to go. And they'll have possession, and they'll get that offensive midfield group in. They really have cut off Peter Fink quite a bit today. Paul Daugherty. Fink came in with 70 points, leading scorer, 34 goals, 36 assists. You notice anything they're doing against Peter Fink?
Well, I think Peter's doing it. I think what he's doing is he realized who has the hot hand in Huff and Puritz, and he's unselfishly gone to them a little bit more.
All right, again, Smithtown East talking things over. You think Ward Melville will change defensively? Will they stay in the zone?
I think they will. It's been good to them all day, and no reason to change right now. I think they're probably talking about what they're going to use as a ride right now and try to make Smithtown East use as much of the clock as they can clearing the ball.
All right, Paul, quickly, and Tom, I know you're involved very much, especially Tom in the Long Island Lacrosse teams, the club lacrosse. What's happening? What's the latest on that?
Well, the showdown Sunday here at Hofstra with Long Island against North Hempstead for the Northern Championship. The winner will go down to Baltimore the following Friday and probably play Maryland Lacrosse Club.
That's right here at Hofstra on Sunday. Come on out, lacrosse fans. You'll see some outstanding lacrosse, and you're seeing it tonight.
That matchup on Sunday between Long Island and North Hempstead, I've never seen a bad game between those two, and I've seen a couple of great ones. I'd encourage people to get out to see it.
All right, right here, Smithtown East with possession, 2:54 to go.
Ward Melville's dropped their 3 attackmen back deep. They're going to make Smithtown East make a few passes here to clear the ball. Smithtown East will do it if they're patient. Just can't rush.
And they'll bring it across.
And they were offside on the play and got away with it.
I think you're right.
gets away from Huff, and they lose possession.
If the official missed the offside, that just was a great equalizer. Now Ward Melville's got it cleared, and I'm sure you'll see Smithtown East put more pressure on them.
Poetic justice. I think you're going to see Mr. McKinnon with the ball.
There's Huff, Kevin Huff, the assistant coach. And it looks like Newman, heady kid who's done a good job clearing. He'll try to clear it here against some check by
Give it to the midi. Give it to the midi. That short stick.
Gives it to McKinnon.
Be patient.
Back to Newman with 2:25 to go, fourth quarter. Ward Melville by 1.
Smithtown East is going to have to move their midfielders into this ride more here and try to take it away.
This is Tiger McKinnon.
Good time for a timeout if they don't have a break.
Over to Fisher.
Now, there's no stall warning now. They're going to have to be cute with it.
Here's Fisher behind the Nagel. Nagel has a check but recovers. 1:55 and timeout taken by Ward Melville. So Joe Cuso, who said this is the most challenging year he's ever had, working with so many young players and experienced players, on the verge now, if his team can hold him at bay. Paul Doherty winning yet another Suffolk County championship.
Well, I think Joe did a great job right there with that timeout, because he let his defensive group tire out his defensive midfield group, held the ball on offense nicely, tired them out a little bit, ate up some of the clock, and now he's going to come back with his offensive midfield for the stick control now.
Well, in case you joined us late, Ward Melville led 1-0 at the end of the first quarter. Smithtown East roared back with 3 goals in the second to lead it 3-1. They opened up a 4-1 lead. Ward Melville came back to tie it at 4-4. Smithtown East took the lead at 5-4. Ward Melville tied it at the 9:53 mark of the third quarter on a goal by Tom Kelly at 5 apiece. And here in the fourth quarter, the only goal at 4:17, the go-ahead goal for Ward Melville. Wilkins, his 26th third of the game, and Ward Melville leads at 6-5.
Both coaches are over talking to the officials. I think it's on the stalling call. As I understand it, if Smithtown East plays him outside the box, Ward Melville doesn't have to move the ball in, right, Doc? And they can't warn him.
That's correct. What I think the strategy ought to be here for Smithtown is drop in a tight zone, force them to bring the ball in, and then go and play them. Once you get that stall warning, then you can force them out of the box. But they have to be patient, and that's a matter of coaching at this point. How much poise does that Smithtown East team have? Thus far this year, they've had it all the way through.
1:55 to go. Fourth quarter, and of course, should the game end in a tie, we will go to overtime.
They're doubling the ball. The goalie's out.
There's nobody in the goal right now.
Nagel made a good move and beat it there. Now, right now, I don't think they can call stalling the way I understand the rule.
That's correct.
Ward Melville controlling now. They've got the offensive unit in. Mike Kelly.
You want to work it behind, Doc, and if you're going to lose it back there?
That's right. Force that goalie into a situation where he's got to turn all the time.
Under a minute and a half to go. That's Tom Kelly. Battle for that loose ball. Smithtown East coming up with it. And they'll try to break up field here. 1:18 to go. Swing it to the far side.
Could see a timeout here, too.
Fink on the far side, working against Elfine. 1:05 to go. In front. Tied! Beautiful look! And it's all tied up. Kevin Huff again, or rather Stephen Huff alone, and we are tied at 6-6. A minute, 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
That was a really great look by Fink inside. He drew that sweep coverage and got the double and bumped it inside.
Right, the man guarding him just went high, left the zone area, came up high with him, and Steve Huff snuck underneath for his third goal of the game. See it coming up here in the replay. He just looks back, and I'll tell you, Huff really takes his time here and aims it. He's had the goalie at his mercy.
Melville came out to challenge. McAvoy was trying to be back playing goal, and he beat him. And we are tied at 6-6.
You have to give Steve Huff an awful lot of credit for poise in that situation. He took it, took the pass, took a look, pumped the fake, and then put it on the off hip, which is the absolute toughest spot for a goaltender to make a save. That's a college, Division I college move.
Well, he's only a junior, 6 foot, 175-pounder, second team all-league last year. A long line of those Huff brothers, as we mentioned earlier. And his brother Scott, also one of the fine players that played at this fine school. Good stick, great field sense, and he showed it right there.
The one brother we haven't mentioned was Keith Huff, who was one of the best face-off men in the United States in his prime.
35 goals on the year for Steve Huff. His third of the game from Fink, 8:57. What an important face-off coming up, gentlemen, right now.
Well, it's been tough so far for East to win face-offs. And this is a critical one. If you're ever going to win one, it's now.
Well, Socher dominated face-offs the first time they played, but Pat Fox has owned him here today as they've dominated. Ward Melville has dominated most of the face-offs today. And it will be number 30, Pat Fox against, let's see if they change face-off men. Is Socher out there, number 42? They've changed face-off men. It'll be Huff, I believe. Looks like 44 will take the face-off here. Or is it 24?
I believe it's 24.
Okay, that's Russ Carver. So Carver will take the face-off. Loose ball. Carver trying to gain control. Ward Melville's got it. Tiger McKinnon. 55 seconds to go.
I don't think either team has a timeout left, do they?
I don't know. I think Ward Melville might have one. He's checking right now.
Fisher. We'll keep an eye on the clock. 45. Behind now. This is Mott over to Nagel with 35 seconds to go. Nagel knocked away. Loose ball. Still loose. It'll go out. And whose possession? Smithtown East.
Well, there was a technical violation there, too. He called Nagel for pushing after the ball went loose with one hand on the stick.
28 seconds to go. We're tied 6-6, fourth quarter. Hold on to your hats. Stay at the television set. Don't leave it.
Cheap clear.
Huff trying to gain control. Kept it in beautifully. They've got an opportunity here. Can they get the shot off? They'll bring it back out. 15 seconds to go. Here's the shot. Oh, and a save by Newman. And he'll cheap clear again with 8 seconds. Intercepted. I think we're going to go to overtime here, folks. 4 seconds. Loose ball. We're going to go to overtime. No, 3 seconds.
I think we have a slash and goal over there on the far side on Ward Melville.
That's going to be a critical one.
That's
because
right.
They will not have to face off. We'll have the possession potentially in overtime to start it with an extra man.
That's a penalty you never want to take, Doc, with 3 seconds left in overtime. It's not going to matter right now, I don't think, but they'll have the ball in the overtime starts.
Let's see if we can pick it up there.
It's
right here.
Pretty good one, I think.
Coming up. Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
2. He got the first one across the ribs and the second one in the face.
The whole thing is he should have been there to check the ball and cheap clear as it came down. He was probably angry at himself and took it out by slashing. You know, 2 mistakes in a row don't make up for the initial one.
Waldron is the young man who's being attended to. Kevin Waldron right now. So let's recap the situation. 3 seconds remain. Obviously, they will hold on to possession here because the chances of scoring with 3 seconds are just about nil, but they will have possession of the ball going into the overtime.
That's right. We'll have 2 3-minute periods, Barry. Regardless
2 3-minute, no sudden death, but 2 3-minute periods. Unlike the college rule, the high schools go with 2 3-minute periods.
Smithtown East is 0 for 6, and this is their 7th attempt coming up, Barry. I'm sure Kevin Huff just hold the ball, I think. McKinnon right here might take a run at him, try to get the ball loose so there will be a face-off, but Ward Melville can go backwards with the ball if they want, or just run to either side and kill the 3 seconds.
Fink with the ball at the midfield line. He'll run to the near side 1 second, and that will do it. We will go to overtime. Paul Daugherty, kind of fitting that we'll be going to overtime, and fitting we'll be going to a break right now. We are tied 6-6, heading into the first of our 3-minute overtime periods. You're watching the long.
Well, 40's going to cut back
Bob
to his
Stenger
right.
cutting, yeah.
This is Danny Cole over to Adam Puritz, who's come up with some big plays here. Back behind of Fink. Had a man on the side. Huff wanted the ball. Now we'll get it on the near side. Back to Fink. Huff guarded by Elfine.
They'll go 3-3, I think.
Now Stenga, nobody behind. They are working a 3-3. Nobody cutting in the crease there.
They'll go out of the 3-3 right away. It's going to be a 1-4-1 eventually.
This is Stenga, 40. Losing the ball. And on the opportunity, here they come. The man is out of the box. Pass knocked away. Smithtown East trying to get it back, and they do. Josh Kay with a clear upfield, but it'll be broken up by McAvoy. He's trying to pick it up with the big stick. He's checked. Case trying to scoop it up. And as they battle on the far side, it goes out. It'll be Smithtown East ball.
There's a break.
Danny Cole over there to play it. Danny got a big goal earlier for Smithtown East. And we have a timeout. What are the rules as far as timeouts in overtime, Tom?
In high school, Barry, you get one per period, per 3-minute period, and if you don't use it, it does not carry over.
All right, Smithtown East is taking it right now. Obviously, they're going to set up something here. They didn't do much on that man-up situation, did they?
They didn't get a shot off that time. The last two they haven't.
I'll tell you one thing that goes overlooked a lot, Barry, is the quality of officiating. And I think it's been a very high quality tonight. And the one play that stands out is right at the end of regulation time. We had a kind of a nothing play where Smithtown was going to cheap the ball up, and the referee made a real gutsy call. He caught the penalty, and a lot of people would not make that call. They'd look the other way. But Dick Darmody, who was the trail official on that, summoned up his courage and made the proper call.
You know, it is a tough game to officiate. You got to be in great shape. You got to do a lot of running, and the officials, as you said, have done an excellent job, as they have done most of the year. And I know, Tom, we've had some exciting games here in the LISN.
We certainly have. The one we did at Docks over there at Post, where they had the 3-minute penalty at the end of the game for the illegal stick. It was one of the most exciting ones, and the two Suffolk games were beautiful. And as I recall, that Oceanside-Hicksville game was pretty good.
All right. When play resumes, Smithtown East will play it on the far side. Crowd really filing in here. Of course, there'll be another game for the folks here seeing the action. Manhasset playing against Freeport for the Nassau County Championship. You'll also see that on the Long Island Sports Network. This is Bobby Stenger, number 40.
Ward Melville still in that backer zone.
This is Huff, who's had a big night. Fink, who set up that game-tying goal late in the fourth quarter. Puritz hit the pipe,
Right
Puritz.
off the pipe. He forced his way around. I think that assist is going to do a lot for his confidence, Doc, as far as making him be more into the game.
Well, I'll tell you also that what impressed me about that is that he's a natural lefty and came around righty.
You see on the replay here, he makes a strong move to the right. He's got an angle on the defender. Just comes right down. He had a little room under that pipe, but, you know, hit cleanly off the top.
1:18 to go in the first 3-minute overtime period. We'll have two of them.
Shots, by the way, at the end of the regulation time were all even.
On losing it right there was Hogue. Stenga back to pick it up.
Nice check.
Check. That was Elfont who checked him. Loose ball, and finally, Ward Melville comes up with it. Number 30 is Pat Fox. Back to Newman, who's played an outstanding game. He's had more pressure shots.
Dangerous
Bad
pass.
Huff intercepts. He's coming right in. Huff check. Scores!
And the penalty.
The check on McKinnon, and McKinnon's going to get a penalty also.
Yeah, unless they call it a push there. They might give it a push. Yeah, the penalty's going to be waved off, but the play was made. Ward Melville hurt themselves right there with that pass in front.
So the mistake on the clear, and Kevin and Stephen Huff comes up with a big goal. What a night he has had, Huff. Huff, of course, tied the game 6-6, and he puts his club in front 7-6.
Well, he's been in on all 6 goals in settled situations. This one isn't settled, but he's been on 6 of the 7 goals.
Newman with a bad pass there.
Again, it's strength. He goes to his left hand and switches back. Gets it right over the goalie's shoulder, too, as he's coming out.
Time of that goal, 2:14 of this first overtime period. And Huff gets his 4th of the game, 36 of the year, and Smithtown East has regained the lead at 7-6.
We have an illegal procedure penalty that's going to give possession to Ward Melville.
They've been taking their time several times tonight. Again, it's a gutsy call right now. They should have called it earlier, and the team wouldn't do it again.
Number 18, John Wilkins. He has been their big offensive threat from the top of the box. Now 35 seconds to go in the overtime period. The first of 2, remember. This is Nagel. Back to Fisher. Trying to find Kelly cutting in front. Kelly, number 10. The shot scored. We're tied again. Oh, Nagel coming out from behind ties the game. 18 seconds to go in the overtime period, and we're tied now at 7-7.
He just sort of slowed down like he was going to go back behind and put on a quick burst and came right around. Put that shot right up high. If you get on the replay, had the goalie pretty much at his mercy there. I think he fooled the defenseman. He lulled him to sleep.
I said it was Nagel, but let's see if it was Fisher or Nagel on it.
I think it's Nagel. There he is right there. There's the move. He comes hard right now.
Got around Kevin Waldron.
Well, that shot went right to the offside, too. It wasn't far off the back pipe.
Can you see, Barry, why I wouldn't bet the rent money on this one?
You said it, Paul Doherty, at the top. 7-7, 14 seconds to go. And now Smithtown East, 10 seconds to go. They've got possession here. A chance, an opportunity for Chris King. He'll drop it off. Fink with 3 seconds.
Shoot it.
Fink's got to get the shot off. Passes cross field. Shot hit the pipe as the period comes to an end.
Wouldn't have gone,
would not
Barry.
have counted.
Right.
Adam Puritz hitting the pipe, and we'll go to another overtime period. Our second tied at 7-7. Recapping that goal, Nagel is 29th at the 2:42 mark, following the Huff goal of 2:14. Let's take another look at that game-tying goal by Nagel just a few moments ago.
This is that last play right here.
Oh, right.
Find Puritz open. Puritz has got great stick work and gets that shot off. He really holds that stick in a perfect position. But as we mentioned before, the referee on this side was waving his hands, no goal, even if it had gone in.
Puritz has great hands. Real great touch.
He will be going to Yale University next year. Victor Carver, Hofstra Post in Adelphi. Some of the schools interested in him, but apparently leaning towards Farmingdale, get his grades up, and he's going to be an outstanding player, that fine Smithtown East defenseman. Paul, you said at the outset, tough to pick a winner here. You begged off, and I can see why, because it is tough to pick a winner. These two teams are so evenly matched.
I think if you really forced me to the wall, I'd have to say Ward Melville might have a slight edge, only in that it's tough to beat a good team twice in 1 year.
All right, we have another replay, Tom, of that Nagel goal that tied it. Let's take a look and see if we can pick something up here.
Yeah, here it is. They've been moving it back and forth, and he starts to make a move right here. He looks, he plants that left foot, and comes real quick. Gets a step on. Defender was footwork was off on that.
Waldron was the defender, and Carver just couldn't get his stick up to block it.
Looked like Waldron was starting to go the other way.
So we begin the second overtime, gentlemen. And of course, if this overtime ends in a tie,
then we go to sudden death.
You know, Tom, you just said Waldron's footwork was off. How few times we have said that tonight with this surface and this weather. I think it's remarkable.
It's been a fine display of lacrosse.
Smithtown East on defense now as Ward Melville came up with that ball. They try to set it up here. The shot behind, backed up by Ward Melville as Mott was backing up.
I see Jack Moran of Chaminade just came in. Barry, we should mention that his team won the Catholic Championship yesterday.
Tremendous victory, a come-from-behind thrilling win over a very tough St. Anthony's team. Congratulations to Jack Moran. This is Mike Nagel to Chris Mott.
They're very tentative now. Who's going to go?
Out it goes. The shot stopped. Nice save off the shot taken by Mike Kelly. Now Perkin under some pressure, dropping it off. And they'll look to clear it up here. Waldron's seen a lot of playing time tonight. He's their fourth defenseman. And he loses the ball. An opportunity here coming in. Oh, a save! Pick the pipe to score. Chris Mott put the rebound in. And Ward Melville takes the lead 8-7. The time of that goal, 54 seconds of the second overtime.
Right, and right now Ward Melville should take a timeout because they're not going to get back for the face-off in time. They're celebrating, but the game's not over. But Barry, that's the equalizer from that giveaway they had on their clearing before. You'll see if